Can the Detroit Lions do something they've never done under Matt Patricia? Win 3 games in a row.
Did you realize that you were a champion in their eyes?
Subscribe to the members of ISN.
Hey there, football fans. My name is Derek, and this is the Gridiron Blitz. Thank you guys so much for last week's preview video. We managed to get 50 thumbs up, so if you guys could thumb up the video, that would be awesome. And if you're moved to subscribe by the end of this video, that would be awesome too. Well, the Detroit Lions are coming off a win in dramatic fashion against the Atlanta Falcons on the road, where they managed to be led by Matthew Stafford for a last-second touchdown. Literally last-second touchdown. One play, one try for 6 points. Matthew Stafford threw a touchdown pass to TJ Hockenson. The extra point was then kicked from 48 yards away, and the Detroit Lions wound up victorious in Week 7. Now we move on to Week 8, where the Detroit Lions will be back home after 2 consecutive road games to face the Indianapolis Colts. Now, you guys know how I like to use the ESPN Gamecast to look over the stats, so let's go there now. Here we are at ESPN, and we're going to look over the stat line as usual, starting with the power index provided by ESPN. The Detroit Lions, again, are not favored in this game, with the matchup predictor having their chances at 42.5% to the Indianapolis Colts 57.1. As I said last week, the only game that the Detroit Lions have been favored to win was 2 weeks ago against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's look at the passing yards leaders. Phillip Rivers is 138 for 198 for 1,598 yards with 7 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. Matthew Stafford is 127 for 204 with 1,580 yards with 10 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. Matthew Stafford is on pace to do what he was doing last year. I think he was right around, somewhere around here, a little bit more in around Week 8 last season, which was his last game against the Oakland Raiders. Then we're going to go to the rushing yards. Jonathan Taylor with 89 carries for 367 yards and 3 touchdowns. And 35-year-old Adrian Peterson, not too far behind, with 80 carries for 314 yards and 2 touchdowns. T.Y. Hilton with 20 receptions for 242 yards. And Kenny Golladay, after missing 2 games, with 20 receptions as well, 338 yards and 2 touchdowns. Kenny Golladay has been critical in both Detroit Lions wins over the last 2 weeks, catching phenomenal passes to put us in a prime position to win the game. So I'm glad to have Kenny Golladay back, and I'm glad that he is not up for trade. That's not even a thing. Now let's go ahead and look at some notable names on the injury report. For the Colts, we have center Ryan Kelly and tight end Mo Ali Cox are both questionable. And look at this. Would you look at that? I was going to talk about it next week right here. Defensive end Everson Griffin is out. Yeah, that's right. The Detroit Lions did acquire defensive end Everson Griffin in a trade with the Dallas Cowboys for a conditional 6th-round pick. Now, if you guys saw my video about that, you know how I feel. Overall, I'm ecstatic to have EG finally a part of the team after wanting him all off season, but he has to go through the protocol, COVID protocol, in order to participate in team activities. So I expect EG to be in next week against the Minnesota Vikings, his old team, but we'll dive more into that next week. Taylor Deckard, Adrian Peterson, Desmond Trufant, and Darryl Roberts are all questionable as well. One thing I did not notice is if Justin Coleman was out there last week. I don't remember seeing him against the Atlanta Falcons, but I do know Desmond Trufant was out. So hopefully after one game, Desmond Trufant has played literally one game for us, and hopefully after missing 6, he can come back and help this team out. So let's go and look at the points per game. It's going to be, wow, dead even across pretty much in points per game. 26.2 for the Colts to 26 for the Detroit Lions. Points allowed. Their defense is their strong suit. They only allow 19.2 yards a game to the Detroit Lions 27.5. Total yards for the Colts 367.2 to 371.8 for the Detroit Lions. Passing yards 269.2 for the Colts, 263.3 for the Detroit Lions. Rushing yards 98 for the Colts and 108.5 for the Detroit Lions. Yards allowed 301.8 for the Colts. The Detroit Lions allow 395. Pass yards allowed 213.5 for the Colts to 263.2 for the Lions. Rush yards allowed. The Colts are very stingy here as well, allowing only 88.3 yards per game to the Detroit Lions, who have reduced this dramatically, 131.8. Just last week, it was 150-ish, somewhere around there. We know after the first two games, the Detroit Lions were allowing 204 yards on the ground per game, and they've been able to tighten up, lessening that total by 60 yards. That is a big deal. If I'm not mistaken, they managed to hold Todd Gurley to only 63 yards on the ground, 63, somewhere around there, which was very good in my opinion. So let's look at the last 5 games for the Colts. They are actually 4-1, with their only loss coming a couple of weeks ago to the Cleveland Browns. And the Detroit Lions are a surprising 3-2 after their last 5 games, with the losses to Green Bay in week 2 and New Orleans in week 4. So after looking at this, knowing the Indianapolis Colts, what their strong suit is, my keys to victory would be, as usual, to maintain pressure on Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers is a pocket passer. He is not a scrambler. He is not the most accurate NFL quarterback. I've never liked the way Phillip Rivers has thrown the ball with a very low arc and trajectory. So Phillip Rivers can be beat. You just have to put pressure on him. We were able to beat him last year when he was still a Charger in week 3, I believe it was 2 or 3, and we wind up picking him off in the end zone for the one of the last plays of the game. So maintain pressure on Phillip Rivers. Another thing too is going to be to continue to be stout with that run and keep Jonathan Taylor right around somewhere like we kept Todd Gurley, less than 75 yards. That would be huge as well. The Detroit Lions run defense has really stepped up over these past 4 weeks, ever since the bye week, and have been able to cut almost their run defense in half the point of where it was at the end of week 2. My third thing is going to be very cautious with that secondary, because the defense for the Colts is their strong suit. So Matthew Stafford is going to be very cautious, have to be very cautious with the ball, allowing probably for shorter passes until somebody is able to get open. So he's going to have to be able to read the coverages correctly, because the Indianapolis Colts are very good against the pass, and Matthew Stafford has not thrown any interceptions, I believe, in the last 2 games, and I would like that to continue with this game, and for him to be just very cautious with the ball, make smart decisions, and the Detroit Lions can win this game. So now comes the time that I give you guys my pick, and I'm very conflicted. On the one hand, I said that I would not pick for the Detroit Lions until they were 500, and here they are. But the 2 times that I picked them to lose, they win. Okay? I'm not a superstitious person, but at the same time, it's like, what do I do? So the Detroit Lions are on a 2-game winning streak, trying to get to Matt Patricia's first 3-game winning streak. They're back home. Kenny Golladay is balling out of control. Swift is coming around, and Matthew Stafford looks really good. I am going to take the Detroit Lions to win this game. I hope that they don't let me down, and then I have to go back to my old way of doing things. I'm going to take the Detroit Lions to win this game and get Matt Patricia's first 3-game winning streak since becoming the head coach of the Detroit Lions. Make sure to leave your prediction and winner in the comments below. I want you guys to take care of yourself and be well, because I want to see you at the live watch party on Sunday. Take care, guys.